So welcome to this tutorial on the marketing funnel, and particularly the marketing funnel with SEO or with the search engines. And I'm going to use for our tutorial Devin Graham, who's also known on YouTube as Devin Supertramp, to just take his website through this funnel and compare devinsupertramp.com to its competitors. So the first part of the funnel is attracting, and this is really where content is created, high-level content to draw people into your website. And this isn't going to be a piece of content that is very salesy-ish. In fact, it's more than likely not going to even mention too much about the products or services that Devin will have on his site. Now, some of his competitors, they have content on how stock footage can help individuals with their film. They talk about how to use copyright for film and video, and then the definitive guide to everything about buying stock video footage to make you an expert. So all of these you can see are high level and are more positioned as mentoring than as a sales pitch. Now, going further down in the funnel, we have content that focuses on people that are considering what to do next. And we can see with some of Devin's competitors, they're focusing here, the top 5 agencies to buy royalty-free cheap stock footage. That has a lot of keywords in that title, but really what you should be looking at is the top 5 agencies. They are comparing themselves against other 4 agencies, and if they're doing it right, they are creating content that puts all 5 agencies favorably, but just shows the strengths that each of them have, and really trying to position themselves as still a mentor, but here's the landscape of what you should be considering with stock footage. Another great one is 9 splendid sites for stock video. It's something that's a very common piece of content out there that's showing all the different types of websites. And then the best stock footage websites, again, similar to the last one. Here's 6 picks that they have, and you can guarantee that they're going to be in that list, if not number 1 on that list of the top 6 picks. Now we're going to the deciding phase. And here's where we're going to see a shift from, hey, I'm here to help you and be your mentor and be a guide, to this is why you should go with us. And so some of Devin's competitors would have content more like this, where they're contrasting each other, why one might be better than the other. And this actually doesn't come from iStock or Shutterstock, but either one of them could do a piece like this that really shows why the user should consider them over their competitor. Another one is 10 best film supply alternative stock video websites. Now, Film Supply is a competitor, and so this is kind of just the opposite here of saying, hey, instead of focusing on Film Supply, here's a ton of other alternatives, and we're going to be number 1. So we kind of saw this tactic before, but they are directly calling out Film Supply because the user is probably considering Film Supply. So they want to give them alternatives to consider. And then finally, what makes FilmPack, another business, different and perfect for filmmakers? So again, all of these, as you notice, what's different is they actually have brand names in the title, because people are now at that phase of deciding which brand should I go with, particularly in this example for stock video footage. Now coming to the end of the funnel, we see content that is addressing people who are ready to take action. And so some of Devin's competitors, you have all you need to know about Shutterstock pricing. So this is where you're going to see, hey, this is the pricing. This is our services. This is our products. This is what these people in the funnel are really looking for. So it's not as salesy. And you can do a really good job here without coming across as a used car salesperson who is just in your face, but rather just showing this is all the value that you get when you go with our service. The next one is Storyblocks discount code. So these people are, if they're searching for something like this, let's say they put into Google Storyblocks discounts, you know that they're ready to buy. And so it would be good for Storyblocks to actually have a page for discounts to serve those people that are going to be looking at that instead of going to a different site and potentially going with a competitor, because these discount sites have lots of websites that have discount codes. And so yet another great example of content that can help people act on what they're wanting to achieve. And then finally, the 5-day deal, complete video creators bundle sell. This is where you see more salesman-like, extended with 8 hours. They're creating urgency to buy what they have. You have to make sure that you do it right so it doesn't turn off users, but you do want to encourage them to take action. If you're just giving them more and more information, but not really pushing them to finish line, then oftentimes people are going to just bounce away. Okay, we've reached the end of the funnel. And this is something that you don't see a lot of other variations of marketing funnels highlighting, and that is retaining people once they become a customer, particularly when you're looking at SEO. Because SEO starts at the search engine level, you're not necessarily having your customers going to the search engine to find things about you. They're going to go directly to your website. But where SEO content can be very helpful at the retaining phase is providing something that's similar to what you see at the awareness phase. And that is giving them content on how to use your products in depth. So having, learn how to use Adobe Premiere Pro in 15 minutes. This might be something that Adobe would have on their site. This sort of content would still also be helpful for some of the other phases as well. And so creating content with the customer in mind, saying how can we really help our customer put to action what they purchased, but still using it as SEO content for the other phases. And maybe you do have a customer who's looking in the search engines for you, and particularly to use your product. It's there to help them out. A final example, how to edit footage like a pro. Again, this is content that we saw earlier in the funnel that is still helpful for the customers, and you should write with that intent. You should create with that intent. So there you have it. That's the SEO marketing funnel. As you're filling out your content map, these are all the phases that you want to take into consideration, because content that is created to attract people to your website is going to look considerably different than content that is created to help people act on buying your product or service. All right, that's everything. Good luck, and I will see you in the next tutorial.